Warning, the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. I'm joined right now by Kevin Howley, and everybody else seems like they got stuff to do. Kevin, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I don't know about you. It's getting to the end of the fall semester. One more day of exams and a teacher's type day on Friday, but then it's Christmas break for me.
And see, you're at a Catholic school, so you can call it a Christmas break. I am in a public school, so we have to call it the holiday break. Now, I'm going to call it Christmas break. I really don't care what anybody thinks. It's my freedom of speech. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Well, they don't do this for any. Is Thanksgiving a holiday break? No, it's a Thanksgiving break.
It's a Thanksgiving break.
If Christmas wasn't here at this point in the year, would they still have the break here at this point in the year?
No.
Nope. So it's Christmas break.
There you go. I like the reasoning. This is why you were like the moral compass of intelligence that you bring to this show. And with people like, Jarvis and Zach, they're not always on that moral compass of, intelligent thinking. So,
no, well,
thank you.
you gotta play to your strengths. So,
with that being said, I mean, we've got 2 more days, a day and a half. Sorry, we release at noon. It's finals week. All of our kids are just really enjoying finals. But then we're on Christmas break for a couple weeks. You got any big plans, Kevin? You got going on?
I don't have big plans. We're staying around town. For those that, if we haven't really mentioned on the show, but I was diagnosed I had colon cancer earlier in the year, went through a whole bit. I've got my first post-cancer screening this coming break. So I've got to go in for one of those nice procedures with the GI doctors to go through that over break. So I've got that to look forward to. But outside of that, it should be a good break for me.
There you go. Well, I mean, that sounds terrible. I would hate to have one of those procedures or, visits or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have some downtime. I don't know what that's like for everybody who gets breaks and weekends off and things like that. I envy you. I live vicariously through your plans and all the cool stuff that you guys get to do, because I don't have that luxury.
You could have it too, Chris.
No.
You could decide not to play in a Christmas tournament.
Well, that's true.
You could decide not to answer your dad's phone calls when he needs help at the farm.
That's true.
These are life decisions that you're making, Chris.
I know. And sometimes you just have to do things you don't want to do in life. And I've come to that realization. Maybe the Christmas tournament, that is definitely on that could have been, something else. But this year we, instead of us going to Valley Catholic to play, we will be going to the Rolla Christmas tournament. I've talked about it many times on this show. When I was at St. Pius, I enjoyed it. The kids always enjoyed it. By the time the tournament is over, I don't want to look at any of my players. I don't want to deal with. No, I'm kidding. You're just tired. I mean, that's all there is to it. You are ready for your 2 days of break that you get, and you enjoy them thoroughly.
Well, it's such a grind. Basketball is such a grind of a season anyway.
Oh,
And it is,
gosh,
because it is long, it is nice to have that break, so to speak, in the middle if you use it for some. I know there are times like coaches, I know Coach Portell, when he was at Pius for a while, we played in some, but I think he liked having that couple of week break in the middle of the season, give the kids some time off, him take some time off, and maybe not worry about playing in those holiday tournaments. But it was but yeah, so I'm looking forward to the 2 weeks of no school.
Amen.
My third grade girls team will kick off at some point during that break, that I'll have to get back into that. But it'll be a well welcomed break for me, coming after Friday at noon, when the students the students release tomorrow, but we've got our faculty Christmas party on Friday.
nice.
Yeah.
Jarvis, you got any Christmas break plans? That's what we were talking about here.
I got a Nazi head coach that I work for, and
Whoa! He's not that big of a fascist. Let's be real here.
got a little holiday tournament. Dylan's on his way home. Jill's been home for a few days, and spend some time with my kids, and it'd be nice to have some time off teaching. I always used to having to run a JV tournament during Christmas break. I'm not gonna lie, I am not gonna miss that one iota, one bit, none at all. Have
Not
to
a little
worry.
bit. Not at all.
No, they're not even. No, I mean, getting.
Okay.
I haven't had to send out one Facebook post begging people to work and worrying about people showing up and being in a tournament at the same time. That was always a very, very stressful week. Sometimes Christmas break was worse than being at school. So kind of happy about that. But other than that, just going to spend a lot of time with my kids, hopefully, and may pick up a few days at emos when time allows, and because I'm always broke. And other than that, try to enjoy time with the family and basketball.
Basketball. Oh, that's right. We're going to Rolla.
Yeah, we're going to Rolla. I mean, that'll be different for me. I've never had a holiday tournament where you actually stay a couple days, so that'll be a different experience.
It's
fun. Are you two sharing a hotel room?
I don't remember how it's all set up. I might just let him and Coach K. They might get the be bunk buddies this time.
Yeah, I mean that means I'll probably be by myself because Coach K will have some reason he won't be there. So be all right.
Does Fox JV play in a tournament? That could be your out on.
No, he may have to work on a truck or something.
Oh, okay.
I hope he's watching. He probably isn't, but just throw a couple jabs at him.
I'm sure he'll catch it maybe on the flip side. But no, it's it is a welcomed break, especially from teaching, from being in the classroom. In my opinion, I've always said Christmas time and it just the way it feels, it's definitely a time for basketball. There's a lot of really great tournaments around the state that are being played all over the place. If you're not in this area, or you're not going to Rolla like we are, there's the Southeast Missourian Christmas Tournament in Cape, the Poplar Bluff Showdown, the Bloomfield Christmas Tournament, Park Hills Tournament. There's some really great tournaments in St. Louis that are being played. The Visitation Tournament on the girls' side is always one of the best tournaments for girls basketball in the state. So I would recommend that if you're a fan of the game of basketball, you just take your kids and you go and watch some of these great tournaments being played.
If you're not a basketball person, you just don't understand how it is. I mean, some people think, oh my God, you guys are crazy. But I mean, it's fun. I mean, I might, on a chance, if I get to go down to the Park Hills tournament, I might go down and catch it. I've never, this is kind of crazy to say, I've hardly ever went down there when I've been a participant after my 2 or 3 days that I've participated. I'm usually kind of smoldering because I'm mad, and I usually don't go back down there, so this could be a time that I could just go down there and be a fan and just go watch. and go watch some teams play. And while we're talking about, high school basketball, I wanted to bring up Tanner Duncan. I want to give a shout out to Tanner Duncan of the Herculean Black Cats, a kid I got to coach for 3 years, who scored his 1,000th point last night against Kingston, and very proud of that kid. I got to coach him for 3 years, and second in his family to score 1,000 points. His brother Jordan is still he coached with me last year when I was the head coach at Herky, and he just is now is helping the new coach Logan Kelly Wolf over there at Herculaneum and helping coach. So it was a pretty neat event. I got to see a lot of pictures and stuff, and got to congratulate Tanner at school today. One of the good kids over there that I've gotten to coach. Great family. Amy, I'm sure, was very excited. One that's helped us out a lot at the coach's box in the past, and very, very proud of that kid. And what a hard worker, great baseball player. He ended up being a good football player for Herculaneum the last couple of years, and just an overall great kid, hard worker. And good to see him get his 1,000 points, get that out of the way, so he can relax and just keep playing basketball and knock some more milestones down.
It's awesome. It's always cool when they score 1,000 points.
Yeah, and he's not one of those that, his freshman year he only scored like 81 points. His coach was stupid and didn't play him that much until like later in the year. I don't know, that coach was dumb. That's why they got a new voice. But anyway, so he did that basically in 2.5 years. Really, to be honest.
It's impressive the way he's done it. Yeah.
He scored almost, he 470 points last year. So, the kid's a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete, and overall just one of those kids, yes, sir, no, sir. You can get in and yell at the kid and, yes, sir, no, sir. And he takes it and he does what you ask him to do. And, shout out to Tanner Duncan, great kid. And, as the kids at school would say, my dog's name is Tanner. And no, I did not name it after Tanner. We got him way before I started coaching Tanner, but the kids at school would always joke how Tanner's my favorite, and I'm like, guys, you guys don't know. If anyone was my favorite out of that group, it would be Jordan probably. He was my, he was the one, and then he coached with me, and but both kids, great kids to coach, and make you look good as a coach, having kids like that on your team, and very proud of him.
Yeah. Great Tanner Duncan story between Jason and Chris is Tanner's freshman year over at Pius. I think maybe it was at Herky. It was late in the game. I believe it was Tanner was in the ball game late, and Zach is yelling at Chris to tell them to foul the freshman. And Chris apparently told Zach you need to shut up or something. That kid won with the Elks free throw shooting contest the last few years.
So that whole deal. So Chris went into foul mode with like 4 minutes left in the game, and they kept fouling one of my players. I won't mention his name, but it was a kid that couldn't shoot free throws very well. And every time he got the ball, they kept fouling him. So I'm like, and then once and then once I took him out, they went to the next guy. And I'm like, well, crap, I got to get the best free throw shooters out there. So I had my son, I had the Hoskins kid, I had Gabe out there. I think I had Barr out there, and I'm like, dude, who's our net? I'm like, we're all talking as coaches. I'm like, it's Duncan, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, he's a freshman. They're like, I'm like, dude, he won the Elks. And it's what's funny is we discussed. I'm like, dude, he won the Elks freaking free throw contest. He was second or third in our free throw. We just got done doing a free throw contest thing for our fundraiser where him, Hoskins, my son, and a couple others were like the top 5. We're like, screw it. We're putting him out there. And right when he gets in the game, he gets an offensive rebound, gets fouled, hits 2 free throws. And yes, you could hear McVay yelling to foul the freshman, and you could hear their discussion is so loud with each other. And and Chris was saying, no, do not foul him.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, I scout. It's the way it is. I scout. I'm like, why would we do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Chris is sitting in the gym. Chris is sitting at the gym at Pius at the time, taking notes on all the Elks free throw shooting contests, making
That's right.
Well, and I understood what, Zach's thinking was too. He's a freshman, blah blah blah. But the kid, he had
gamer.
He doesn't play. He didn't play like a freshman that year, even the little bit that he got to play.
No, and he played in I looked it up. He played in like 16 games. He probably should have played in 26 games. But
poor coaching.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of seniors that year. I had 6 seniors, and all 6 could play pretty well. It was, but towards the end of the year, he kept getting more and more playing time, and I should have opened it up sooner, probably. Just like I should have played those 6 seniors more when they were sophomores. But that's another story. But anyway.
So, hey, I got a question for you two guys. We're talking about holiday tournaments a little bit. What are your arguments for playing in a holiday tournament instead of taking the week as a break and just to practice at that point? Without school going on and families traveling and things like that, I would just say, what would your coach's arguments be for playing in them? And do you like to play in them, or do you feel it's a necessary thing?
I feel like we have this conversation every year.
We do have this conversation.
We do.
Every year.
But so we're going to bring it up for the new listeners who haven't heard this before.
There are no new listeners. They're all a bunch of retreads. Let's be real.
Listen,
here.
Bruce is old. He forgets things. He wants to rehear this stuff every year.
Oh man, Hall of Famer, old.
Wow.
Soon to be Hall of Famer.
I say it. I'll keep it very short. I think number one, you keep your kids active. You have the ability to, practice for a reason during that time. It's always good to keep the kids doing things, especially when you get 2 weeks off. That's a long time. And when they're not doing things, they lose things. So if they're not running, well, they lose conditioning. If they're not playing basketball, they're losing what they have gained at that point. If they're not top of the line players that go home and play all the time on their own. And let's be real, we haven't coached that many of them with me and Jarvis put together that are those kind of players. They're hard to find. So I think it's important for that reason. For me, I think it's a good time it's one of the reasons I like the Raleigh tournament, because it's not just a tournament over Christmas. There's an opportunity for some team bonding. You can kind of get away. It's a little bit of there's a little bit of a reset there. And it kind of puts a first half bow on your season. And now you can really focus on, the next part of it. You have it helps get that last little bit of games that you want to have to kind of see where you are, what you need to change. Puts a nice little halfway point on it, in my opinion.
My opinion is you have a little over 2 weeks, and if you don't have a tournament, you're going to have parents that are going to say, well, you don't play for 2.5 weeks. Let's skip all those practices right around Christmas. You don't need to go. And you're going to lose like a whole week of practice out of most of your kids.
Yeah.
And this gives them something to look forward to, I guess, and something to practice for. 2.5 weeks of practice without a game to look forward to is a long time, especially in the middle of the season. For me, I've seen it. I know we had a former girls coach that used to not play during the Christmas time, and I just thought it was way too long for those, because sometimes, like a lot of times, teams are done right now.
Yeah.
We're done like Tuesday was the last boys game, and then they don't play again until January. That's a long time to practice, and if you got people that are going to take advantage of you, you got to have something. And some would say, well, I've had some people, that used to say, well, that JV tournament's stupid, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Every year we had people wanting in that JV tournament. and they've hardly ever had problems filling it. Now, it's gotten harder and harder to fill later on. I think they only have 7 teams in that Herky tournament this year, which is kind of crazy. It used to be we had people lined up wanting to get into it. But that's, I mean, a lot of same things Chris said. I mean, you don't want to go that long without practicing. And we don't have we got some kids that don't pick up a ball until November. I mean, really, we got kids that don't literally, when summer basketball's over, they're not picking up a ball again until November. And here we are, it's December. We're just getting the kinks ironed out, and then we're going to have 2.5 weeks and only practice 5 days before we start again. No.
So, I think Chris has mentioned this plenty. I'm going to ask you, Jason, as a coach, it's had your own program and trying to schedule your own. What do you look for in a Christmas tournament?
Well, so I only have ever played in that one at Park Hills, and for Herky, it was rough. I mean, we were getting them low seeds every time, and it was rough. So some years it was really bad for us. We go down there and it's 2 losses and you go home. So sometimes it was rough, but it's an opportunity to play on a big stage. That gym is it's unlike any other that you really play in. So I'm looking for something like that, something different that the kids aren't used to playing in. The travel is something interesting too. Now he plays in one where you go and stay, but it is neat especially if you can win a couple games and play a late night, or if you get lucky and get seated where you play in a late night game in that first week. It's pretty nice. It's packed usually. That first round, if you play the late night game that first round, it's usually a packed game, especially if you play like right before or right after one of the 1 or 2 or 3 seeds, or if you end up playing the 1, 2, or 3 or 4 seed, so I don't know. I kind of look at those type of things, but I mean, I was at Herky. We knew we were going to be in the Park Hills tournament, so there was no looking.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that's what we were going to be in. So,
when I was the AD at Pius, we moved around a little bit in some of those Christmas tournaments and a couple of different ones. One year we were at Park Hills, or maybe we were there at Park Hills for a couple of years. And then one year, and you said it, something different, something kind of cool. We got the opportunity to go play in the Chaminade Christmas tournament when Jason Tatum was a senior.
That was crazy that you guys did that, but yes,
we got it. But it's one of those things. You got an opportunity to go play. Well, because we got an 8 seed, we played Jason Tatum, and I believe it was Aaron Cook who ended up going to Iowa.
But didn't Tatum not even play against you guys?
He ended up not even playing in that game. I don't think he played the first 2 games in that tournament. He played in the championship game that week. They rested him for the first 2 games of that tournament. But Chaminade treated us wonderfully. They gave the kids, they fed the kids for dinner when they were there, not just pizza. They fed them some nice stuff, and took care of the kids all that week. So that was kind of a cool thing to do just one time. Because we went to Park Hills, and I think we got stuck with some low seeds and lost a couple of games and went home, and it really wasn't.
Well, I mean,
it didn't feel like we were in a tournament that week. So,
well, yeah, and I could say this now because I'm not in that tournament anymore. One of the things that aggravated me about Park Hills is I go down there undefeated one year, and I still am in the teens. I don't even get a seed that I was 6-0. With Gabe and all of them, and still can't even crack the top 10. I was the 10 seed. I'm like, and we beat some good teams. We beat Kingston that year with their studs the day before the seed meeting to go 6-0. And I still got seeded below teams that had worse records than us and didn't beat some of the teams that I beat early on. And we won the Crystal tournament, and I still get seeded 10th. And so when it's a weird, like that seed meetings tonight. So I don't know what everyone got seeded. I have no idea. I should It's probably might be going on still right now. I don't know. I should have texted some people to see what they got, but it's kind of a north versus south down there in the voting sometimes. Jefferson schools versus the MAAA schools in the voting of who is going to get seated what. And we just always seemed, Herky always seemed to get a crappy draw. And then, like, I played R7 like three or four times in 10 years down there. I ended up playing R7 again. And it's like, my gosh, I play him in the Crystal City tournament, play him in the regular season, then I have to play him down there. And I know the MAAA is like that too, but it's just like, I'm going to drive all the way down there to play Crystal or R7 again. I mean, it's like to play some of them other schools, you know.
We were a private school going down to Park Hills, and I know that they're not the biggest fan of private schools down there, so it was tough for us going down there to do that at times. So
I had the radio guy that I can't think of his name. He was the radio guy.
Greg Allen.
Yes, Greg Allen. He asked me one year, and he would always, and I like Greg. He was always
he's an
nice
awesome dude. Yeah,
but he would always ask me these questions like that you don't want to answer. And the one year he asked me, he goes, you know, Jarvis, it's been how many years you've been at Herculaneum? I think it was my 8th year. So it was a couple years after Gabe and them. And we lost to Farmington that year by 1 point. Dylan had a chance to win the game at regulation. Gabe passed it up for some reason. I don't know. He said, Coach, Dylan was wide open. It was a tie game. I drew up a play. They came out in zone. And I told Gabe, I don't care if it's zone or man, take it to the hole. He went to the foul line like 14 times that game, had 29 points. He said, and he did. He made the right play. It was a slot drive, Chris. He drove. The guy helped from the corner who was guarding Dylan, who hadn't hit a shot all night, so you should help off Dylan. And they helped. And so Gabe said, Coach, Dylan was wide open. And I said, yes, but he hadn't made a shot all game. You know, I would have rather you took it all the way to the hole. But anyway, we lost by 1 point to them. Anyway, he asked me the very next year, he goes, you know, you guys haven't won a first round game in blank how many years? Why do you guys keep coming to this tournament? That's what he asked me on the air. And I'm like, well, dude, I said, man, that's a great question. I said to ask. I said, well, to be honest, it's the best Christmas tournament around here. So, I mean, that's why we're in it. I mean, well, what do you say to that? You know, it was like,
Chris, answer that question.
Well, you keep coming back because you stay in the tournament.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you get out, you never can get back in.
Well, that's Park Hills. You can't, if you get out, you never get back in.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And so then you can't just wait until you're good. And, hey, I want to come in.
Yeah, they'll be like, no, there's a waiting list. And we don't like you because you got out.
Yeah, like Windsor, I think, has been waiting to get in there forever.
Well, they used to be in there because when I was in school, we lost to Farmington my senior year in a game we should have beat them as defending champs. So then we had to play Windsor in the 5th place semis game at like 10 a.m.
Those 10 a.m. games are so fun.
The sun was coming in on those the other side, which made it hard to see in certain parts of the court. But we beat them by 48 points because we were really pissed off that we lost. I think we went back and had practice that night after we lost too.
Well, see, I will say my first year ever playing down there, I did play 3 games that year. We were the 16 seed. We lose like 92-16 or something to Park Hills. Park Hills or North County, one of the two. Then we turn around
good gosh.
And we play South Iron and we beat them. They're the 8 seed, I believe. We're the 16 seed. We beat them by 1 point. I think it was 48-47 or 47-46.
It's great coaching right there.
But no, it was no coaching. It was both teams couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and South Iron was a little down that year. But That, yeah.
Don't you cheat yourself, Jason. We all know the truth.
I mean, I could say I beat South Iron at the tournament, but they weren't very good. I mean,
There you go. Not many people can say they've done that, just so you know.
You've probably have you beaten South Iron more times than Chris has?
That's the only time I beat him was once.
Beat him once.
Yeah, right,
but I've only played him once.
There you go.
So I'm 1 for 1. You know, I'm 1-0 against.
Well, I don't. That's not my winning percentage. Sorry.
I've only played him one time, so it was 1-0. So, wait, or did I just play him recently? Oh, I'll take that back. I did just play him recently. I'm 1-1 against them. Yep.
Good job. That's a good winning percentage.
Not good. Not good enough.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will talk about our show topic that we're going to talk about. There's some knee-deep trouble in Chiefs land.
Hey, I know.
I see what you did there.
You guys didn't even see the show art. This is it.
Yes, I did.
Anyway,
I saw the show art.
I wasn't on in time when I saw it.
All right, good stuff. All right, we come back. We're going to talk about it. You're watching the Coach's Box.
Needs.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower, and I'm not exactly street legal.
And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this could really blow your budget. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
It's Between Takes with Daikin and Dave Mars.
Good. All right, next set up.
Hey, Dave, we got another question about energy savings. And this is a good one.
Yeah, efficiency is so important.
Didn't you just talk with Daikin about this?
They said energy efficiency is the key to a happy marriage. She gets the temperature, I get the savings.
Good to know. I'll tell them to check with their local Daikin dealer.
All right, back to one.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com. In the hobby of collecting, check out Elite Collectibles, open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They carry a wide variety of sports cards, trading cards, magic cards, Pokemon cards, and other non-sports cards. Need some supplies? They also have sleeves, top loaders, boxes, and much, much more. They have online auctions every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and also do bulk grading submissions to SGC and CGC. Check out Elite Collectibles at 1258 Main Street in Imperial, Missouri. You can also view their entire inventory at www.elitecollecting.com.
You need new entertainment. You need full-length content. You need the Real Fresh channel. Hey, I'm Health Fresh from the Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today on YouTube. We have new content. We are a network of podcasters putting out new stuff every single day. Whether you need sports, pro or college, whether you need comedies, whether you need pop culture, whether you need wrestling. We've got so much content on there. Gaming. Check it out. Live, not live. We've got it all. The Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today.
Everybody, welcome back to the Coach's Box. Call Like We See It podcast. This is episode 252. Hey, I'll tell you what. One of these days, I think I'm going to see if one of the new sports book apps here in Missouri will sponsor our show. I will absolutely be all about that because, I don't even like playing the lottery that much. because I have no shot at winning. But now, at the power of my fingertip, right here, the power of my fingertips, my phone, I can make bets all day long on sports I know nothing about, like soccer.
Kevin, he's got an issue, dude.
I don't have an issue.
Oh,
but hey,
dude.
I feel like you need to have a coaching staff intervention with him.
No. Here's what you don't know. So Mr. Kurtovic gave me 3. Now, this is Big Eddie's dad right here. Gave me 3 soccer parlay legs that hit. I bet on soccer. And I know nothing about these teams.
This is not the first time he's bet on soccer.
You got to give me an example. What's one of the
Atletico Madrid to hit the to win the money line over at Atletico. I don't even know the other Balladiers or whatever. I don't know. Man City money line over Brentford, and Real Madrid money line over whatever the other one is. So that one hits. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a pretty simple one to hit. Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? They still have to do it. Okay, and
you're not wrong, but
listen.
Okay. Here's let me equate that for you. Okay. If we equate that to let's say American football.
All right.
That would be like saying, and then actually it doesn't even worry. If somebody were to tell you the Bills over the Dolphins, which is not a good thing now.
Because the Dolphins did beat the Bills, but at one point
that's what I say. In a normal year,
okay.
The Bengals and Joe Burrow over, say, the Saints.
Yeah.
And then let's go with the Rams over the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay. But at the same time, there is a chance that they will lose.
Because it's happened this year.
Guess what? You can make a little bit of money here and there just by taking the safe bets on the money line. Here's what happened on just real quick, a 7-leg parlay on college basketball the other day. Okay. College basketball this year, betting the spread has been absolutely ridiculous because these teams that are supposed to be the best teams in the country, they cannot cover the spread worth a crap. But on the money line, a lot of them are good. So Kansas, I bet the spread. They're the only team I bet that covered the spread on the 7 legs. So they against Towson. Okay, it was 18.5. UConn money line over Butler. North Carolina money line over East Tennessee State. The other day, I put a little bit on them to cover the spread against some South Carolina Upstate. I didn't even think that was. I thought that was like the college from Accepted, where they made up a college and just So they didn't cover that one. So I'm like, okay, let's go money line. Texas Tech is playing Northern Colorado at 23.5. They didn't cover the spread. Northern Colorado, your Texas Tech. They're supposed to be pretty good. Now, St. John's, DePaul took St. John's money line. Michigan State money line over Toledo the other day. They didn't cover the spread against a made-up college too. And then Duke didn't cover the spread against Lipscomb.
Against a made-up college.
33.5 points. Duke could not beat Lipscomb by 33.5 points. You're the freaking one of the best teams in the country. Two legs, and it was spread betting. If I took the money line, I just won. It's dumb. And that was just it's just an example of, like, at one point this weekend, all the legs that missed on the parlays was one leg, like one thing. By the way, I'll say it on this show. Steph Curry cost me $1,000 that I could have made. Now, I didn't lose $1,000. All he had to do was score 30 points. He had to make 5 threes, and he had to have 6 assists. And he had 5 assists, and he threw the ball to a couple of scrub-a-dubs who airballed, and then he's trying to take 35-foot shot, and he lost. All he had to do was just get 1 assist. That's $1,100. So I have a reason to watch the NBA and football, NFL. It's fun, and we have a little group, Gamblers Anonymous. I can't mention who's in it, like group text. So it's fun. It's good stuff.
Well, talk about bad bets. How about those Chiefs?
There you go. Man, you stole my segue. That's what I was leading in with. Go ahead.
Well,
you did it. You took it. Go ahead. Run with it.
how the mighty have fallen this year.
Yes.
The Chiefs look bad for most of the year anyway, and then their savior Patrick Mahomes goes down, and now they're not being too high in the draft. Hopes are in Gardner Minshew's hands. So, what happened with the Chiefs?
Well, I mean, first off, what do you have to do when you have a good quarterback? What makes a good quarterback bad? Like right off the
bad offensive line.
Bad offensive line. Well, you know what they haven't had? They haven't had a very good offensive line. And after they lost to the Eagles, who basically just said, "Hey, our guys are bigger than your guys, and we're just going to knock your guys out of the way, and then we're going to go tackle your quarterback and then chase him around everywhere like he's running for his life." You know, that probably would have been something that they should have really focused on in the offseason, saying, "Hey, let's go and get some dudes to protect this guy." Instead, I'm pretty sure, didn't they trade one of their linemen to the Bears?
Yeah, one of their tackles, I think. Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty good. What? And now you, I mean, Mahomes had way too many yards rushing because he's running for his life.
Yes.
That's not a recipe for success. If he's running for his life, he's not throwing the ball down the field. He's trying to get away from someone. It's just bad. That I think that's where it started. And then they've played, what do they say, 20 extra games, which is basically a season because of postseason football. So, I mean, it might as well just be like having an extra season, you know? Jarvis, what's your thoughts on this? You're a football guy.
On the Chiefs?
No. Yes, the Chiefs. That's the main topic of conversation here. Gosh.
I'm upset.
You seem upset.
I mean, Mahomes, they're well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Their playoff lives are done. They're gonna, like you said, they don't have a good draft position. They're in trouble. Quarterback position, they are in trouble to start the season next year. They are in trouble.
Is this a complete downfall, or is this like the bottoming out of the Chiefs dynasty? Is this the post Brady Patriots?
I mean, they're bad at running back too, because Hunt is getting old, and then the other one, Pacquiao, they're going to let go. I mean, tight end.
Checo, isn't Pacquiao the boxer?
You knew who I meant. Checo, whatever.
That speaks a lot when even they're not recognizable, or you can't. They're not such household names that you can get them right on the first. They've fallen that far. Mahomes and Kelsey. That's it.
Whatever his name is, he hasn't even played in forever. It seems
this guy's dead.
Cross him off the list then.
But I mean, it's a sad state of affairs in Kansas City.
I mean, okay, so we know that they're not in a good position for the draft. They're going to have Mahomes. He's going to be out probably until this time next year, unless there's a miracle that happens. So I mean, there's a good chance that they could be mired in mediocrity for a good whole season, more than what they are right now. The question is do they come back better when he returns? Can he make the comeback? Do they turn this around? Because I think having Brady and a guy like Michael Jordan, two of the best players ever in their sports, having really two separate dynasties within their career, there aren't a lot of guys that have that. And in football, it's hard to get back to the Super Bowl. So making it there, 5 times? It's pretty impressive in itself. because
they
Dan
compared
Marino
it.
only got there once.
Yeah, they compared his injury to the one that Brady had about the same year.
Year 8. Yeah, there was some weird
year
comparisons
8.
to
There's
it.
some weird comparisons, and I mean, dude, he is an exceptional athlete because you look at him, look like with his shirt off and stuff. You don't look like he's that athletic, but man, a knee is a tricky situation, though. Is that going to slow him down a terrible amount? And some people just don't recover the same way as others after having that major surgery. I don't know. It maybe this turns him around and he's even more driven after this. I mean, they're gonna have to reload around him. I don't know, man. It's a scary situation there in Kansas City. But you look around the league and there's a lot of teams in scary situations. I mean, when Phillip Rivers is starting a game in the NFL after being shelved for 5 years and being 44 years old, there's a quarterback problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, all right. Well, first off, Gardner Minshew is not going to lead the Chiefs to some magical wins here, and they've been eliminated from the playoffs. So I think at this point, you just kind of got to get whatever you can out of the rest of the team. I would shut down Travis Kelce, and I mean, just unless he's not going to play next year, and just go from there. Real quick, we'll finish up with the Chiefs, and then of course,
I don't know.
Grandpa Rivers is a good.
It'd be interesting to see if Travis Kelce plays.
I mean, does he want to go through a year without, having Mahomes there? And is his priorities changed?
Of years left,
right? Yeah. Is his priorities changed because of his age, because of
Taylor Swift,
his status, and his podcast, and everything else he has going on? There's a lot of questions that they have to have answered. I do think they ought to take the opportunity maybe to unload some of those contracts and to get some draft capital that would really help them with this whole, rebuilding the dynasty thing, and really start from scratch on offensive line and build from the middle, from the inside out.
Oh my gosh, that almost sounds like something that needs to happen in this town, but just a different sport.
I think they're trying to, but yes.
Sign Trevor Bauer. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, that won't happen, because he may bring some negative publicity from people who go into crowded places and yell fire for no reason. So they might get a little upset. Anyway, yeah, I think there's a lot of people who probably a little bit glad that the Chiefs season is over, because when you get used to winning so much, good God, you guys stop yawning. You get used to winning so much, that's what's going to happen. You're you get pretty aggravated when you don't. So Chiefs fans went from never getting to a Super Bowl since Super Bowl 4. Yeah, it was last time they won it. And then they've been there 5 times, and they've won 3. So there's a little bit of, okay, you're full. You can stop eating now. You're done. And I'm sure a lot of people are probably happy to see it, because there is something weird about this country and the people in it, that they love the underdogs until they're not the underdogs, and then after that, they hate dynasties. They just really do. It's weird. And the appreciation of the dynasty doesn't happen until after the fact.
Or unless it's your dynasty that you're.
Now I'm talking about Joe Public and everybody else. It's not your team.
Yep.
That's what happens. So Chiefs dynasty. Well, we could see the sun setting maybe on the first act. Who knows about the second, if there will be. Now, moving on to the other topic. Phillip Rivers is older than me, closer to Jarvis's age.
He's younger than I am.
He's younger than you.
He's 44, right? Yeah.
He's 44 years old. He's got like 25 kids. And
he needed health insurance, man.
Well, I mean, yeah. He was on the Hall of Fame ballot, which now has been pushed back. And, to be honest, for a guy who's been on the shelf for 5 years, he didn't look half bad, except for the one drop back where I think he tried to scramble a little bit and he kind of fell down. Other than that,
nope, he just cut out the middleman. He just went down early.
You know what? You ain't got to worry about me taking an extra hit. I'm just going to go ahead and just sit on this.
Yep.
And hell, they almost beat Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. He come running out of the tunnel. It looked like an alumni game quarterback, somebody with a couple extra, just a little thicker in the midsection, putting on the pads and the helmet again. It's Al Bundy running for all those touchdowns again.
Look, that's that flak jacket that quarterbacks wear. He just had the thicker one.
Yeah, his flat jacket was pretty thick.
His flak jacket was homemade. That's what it was.
Did you see that Madden added him on their downloadable, like when they do updates? So Madden 26 added Phillip Rivers, and it looks like this. He looks like the damn Pillsbury Doughboy.
Looks like Jared Lorenzen, probably.
Does he look like? Does he look like one of the like the old RBI baseball guys?
like he looks like a fat DH. Okay,
yeah.
He is.
He's Jared Lorenzen. He's a right-handed Jared Lorenzen.
Oh,
yes, so
Gerald Lorenzen. Oh man.
But
he go ahead.
He looks surprisingly good for somebody who had just been playing backyard catch with his kids for the last 5 years.
I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay.
He must have been throwing a lot to those receivers that he was coaching. My gosh.
Well, hey, look, if you're Phillip Rivers, you just let it go. I'll tell you what, they showed his first throw, and it looked like, like you guys understand this, when you pick up a football and you haven't thrown anything in a while and you try to toss that thing and it's got like this really crazy wobble to it. Okay. That's what his first throw looked like, except it was a dime to a receiver going to the sideline that was diving. He was the only guy who could catch it. But It was the ugliest looking pass in the history of mankind that somehow was completed perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how elite those elite quarterbacks are. I mean, that's just it's just.
Well, and there's this incident, and I can't remember when he first came into the league. Did he play right away or did he sit?
He sat behind Breeze.
That's right. So now it speaks very much, I think, to the fact that they're rushing a lot of these quarterbacks to start right away when they're not ready to play in the NFL. But aside from that, how do you think someone like Riley Leonard must have felt? He's been in that quarterback room all year.
Well, he was hurt.
They bring him in, a 44-year-old guy, after 2 hours and tell him, you're starting your first game in 5 years over this kid.
Well, that kid was hurt.
Hey,
I don't know how bad he was hurt, but he's hurt.
Don't get hurt. You can't get hurt.
And you can't say you're hurt, and you just can't.
I just pulled up Sports Reference on Phillip Rivers just to let my mind. I've not done this. So 2020 he plays for Indianapolis. 2021 did not play, retired. In parentheses it says St. Michael Catholic High School head coach, and it has it for the next 4 years. It lists this high school head coach. And then 2025, Indianapolis quarterback. What? He's like, you know that movie, The Rookie? I got you, Dennis Quaid. Yep. I got you.
He lost a bet. He lost a bet with his high school football team, and he was forced to try back out with Indianapolis.
I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like Jarvis, though. I can't remember which one of you guys said it. There's a quarterback problem. There is. There's guys who there are guys who can't play. Riley Leonard must not be any good. Okay, you got this guy whose oldest kid is older than that guy, than the backup quarterback, and he gets off of the couch. His football season just ended that he was coaching. And he's like, you know what?
Comes off the couch and just starts. I mean, did you watch the interview of Indianapolis's head coach when they first talked to him about it, and he was like, we kicked it around. We got both our quarterbacks, both backups are hurt. We sat there for a minute. We looked at each other and we're like, you want to call Phillip Rivers? You want to call Phillip?
No. You know exactly how this happened. They've lost 3 games in a row. They've lost Daniel Jones. They're all sitting there in the coach's office. They've got the special scotch that nobody drinks unless it's a big time celebration or we're really screwed. They had a few too many. And one of those like videotape guys or something in the back, when everybody's like, man, what are we going to do? And everybody's throwing out these crazy ideas. And he's like, why don't we just call Phillip Rivers? And everybody laughed and they're laughing. And then they stop laughing. And then they're like, I like it. And then the other guy's like, I think it's great too. Let's call him. Where's he at? Hey, Phil. And then
wait a minute.
Hang on. Let's call him.
Take another swing.
I got Rivers' kid's number. Do you want me to see if he can get me his dad's cell phone number?
Then they call him while they're drunk, and he thinks it's a prank call. He hangs up. They leave a couple voicemails.
They all coach this dude.
And then Miss Irsay actually calls him, and he does realize they weren't just joking, but they were drunk. All great ideas apparently come from situations like that. It's crazy as it is. That's their best option, and it gave them the best chance of winning. Crazy. I think it's
Cam Newton's feelings were hurt.
Why? Because nobody called him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
so Colin Kaepernick's for that matter.
Oh, shut up. I mean, I couldn't, not you, Kevin, but the people that said that. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that's no.
I think hasn't Rivers played more recently than Colin Kaepernick has?
Yeah.
Kaepernick's last year was like 2013.
Listen, it was a long time ago.
Let's put this one to bed on Kaepernick. He had plenty of opportunities to go and play football anywhere else to show that he really wanted to play, and he would only play in the NFL. For whatever reason, and there's plenty of, whys and here's and whatever that here's why he didn't play or couldn't play or they didn't sign him. That's fine. But he had opportunities to play. The CFL won him. He could have played somewhere else, and he didn't want to. So
Colin Kaepernick played 12 games in 2016.
There you go.
That was his last year.
That's a long time ago. That was my second year at Erkey. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. It feels like it was just yesterday. Feels like I was watching Phillip Rivers get drafted by the Giants and then subsequently traded by the Giants for Eli Manning.
It was 9 years ago. Come on, dude. Colin Kaepernick, that is sailed.
Or has it?
And
apparently not.
Hear me out.
Phillip Rivers sailed.
Hear me out. Let's talk about this. He could. I'm sure there's a couple of teams that could use a quarterback right now.
Arizona.
I will say, they have their own problems. I will have to say this. I am actually surprised that the Saints have been competitive and winning games. That I really thought they would not win a single game. It says something about Kellen Moore. He might actually be able to coach. It's unreal.
Yes.
This Tyler Shao? How do you say that?
Shuck. It's pronounced really weirdly.
It's not Shuck. It's SHOUGH.
It's pronounced weird. It's not pronounced in a way that you would think it would be.
You know what? I'm looking at the it is Shuck. What the?
I'd like an apology, please.
I'm not apologizing. You were just right. I just didn't believe you. Okay. All right.
No faith, Kevin.
That's story.
Yeah, hey, Jarvis, I think you'd like an apology for something that Chris said to you on a bench at some point.
Yeah, you can keep waiting.
That's all right.
Wish in one hand, and you know what you can do in the other. Hey, this kid though. Hey, Kevin, going back to what you said about these guys like starting, like getting thrown into the fire too soon. Have you seen the story on this kid? He was a freshman in Oregon in 2018. Okay, they redshirted him. He was at Oregon for 2 years. So as a sophomore, he got playing time. Then he transfers to Texas Tech. He's there as a junior. And of course, they give the extra year as with COVID, so his senior year. And then he got the extra year and somehow got another year because I guess he got hurt because he only played in 4 games as a second year senior in 2023 for Texas Tech. He goes to Louisville and plays last year as a third-time senior, plays a full season finally. The guy is 26 years old. He's a rookie. He played 7 years of college football.
I'm telling you, it's good.
NFL.
The reason Diego Pavia probably keeps trying to get all these extra years from all those things that he's done is because he probably realizes, I don't think he's got a shot at being the quarterback in the NFL. And that's the only way he can keep playing is to play at Vanderbilt for the next decade and a half.
Well, look, I was starting to warm up to him just a little bit. And then the Heisman.
Boy, he blew that, didn't he?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Jacob Cruz, who plays for Mizzou, is 25 years old. He's the shooting guard.
That's true.
Forward or whatever. I mean, they are old.
There's no positions. He's just a 3-point chucker.
Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about Pavia. Let's just stick with this football thing. Okay, so everybody, that he didn't win. Okay, and it was clear when Indiana beat Ohio State. Mendoza's winning. They just beat Ohio State. Okay, now they're Ohio State. Then we're taking the V away.
The Ohio
State.
He
had no shot at winning it. It was over at that point. I don't even care. There's no way. There's no marketing that would have taken care. So the Heisman goes to Mendoza. Was Mendoza? I'm saying it right. Mendoza got it.
Yeah,
right?
It's Mendoza.
Yeah, that's his name. Last name. Indiana.
It's pronounced
okay.
Shuck.
Oh, shucks.
So Pavia, he criticizes the voters because he didn't get it. Shut your.
I was surprised. I was surprised he finished second.
Apparently, he thought he should have, been like the crowned king of the world.
Yeah, I mean, he got over it. He went out and partied.
Because with those 4, I thought Mendoza was going to win it, and then I thought it was probably going to be Jeremiah Love with the second place votes. But I thought Pavia would either be 3rd or 4th behind Sayin. I didn't think he was going to finish second.
I kind of figured, he would. So anyway, his comments, obviously kids on social media, he reposts a picture of himself in front of Vanderbilt's offensive line, and he puts, F all the voters with the thumbs down emoji, but family for life. Well, if I'm an NFL executive, what do I think about this guy?
He's a competitor.
I'm not saying that he's not a competitor, but
I'm just being a smart aleck.
Sure, but you know how that goes. I mean, they look at all that crap. I mean, if you're gonna go ahead.
Who's going to, when they look for a quarterback, it's a lot of times it's going to be who's not going to bring negative influence towards the locker room.
Yeah.
And it's the Kaepernick effect. Who's not going to bring the negative negativity or the negative press to the locker room?
Well, I mean, it doesn't even just go with the Kaepernick thing. It's when you're the quarterback, they don't want a lot of controversy, whether it's the case of Colin Kaepernick or the case of Tim Tebow, who, you got both sides of the Kaepernick. I'll be devil's advocate. Kaepernick, he took his team to the Super Bowl. Tebow won a playoff game. They're both out of the NFL because of the attention that they bring that takes away from their team, good, bad, whatever. And we can all agree or have an opinion about certain things with both of them. And we've already discussed it probably ad nauseum. But you don't want a guy who's going to bring this kind of attention and negative light and for social media hits. Come on. It just shows immaturity. Just, hey, I thought we had a good season. It is what it is. Thank everybody. And you go on. And then behind closed doors, you can say everything that you just said. Why do you have to do it publicly? Why? What do you get out of that? You feel good about yourself? Great. Now everybody else thinks that you're a dutz.
A blank canoe.
Right. That's a good way of putting it.
I mean, yeah, it's just you're already up against it, being the size he is and everything else as a quarterback, and you just put a bad light on yourself to get drafted. I mean, you gotta be smarter. You gotta have people around you that's smarter and telling you, hey, it's all right. You still were second, dude. You're gonna get drafted.
Yeah.
Shut up. Somebody's gonna take a chance.
Drop a little bit. Now he's gonna drop a little bit. That's the way it is. Go ahead.
I wonder if some NFL front office executives start looking at college quarterbacks in a different light, especially with what we talked about with the development issue. Are they going to start looking for different types of intangibles in quarterbacks versus just looking at those measurables that they've always gone with? Who's got the biggest cannon? Who's got the tallest? Who can, those types of things? Are they going to start looking at that a little bit more at the leadership types of things in hopes that those guys will develop differently than what some of them already have? Somebody more cut from the Bo Nix type than the Anthony Richardson type.
It's a very interesting question to ask because I don't know. I think that they're looking for those clean cut guys, no matter whatever. I mean, you just don't want that negative attention. Nobody wants the polarizing guy.
I think we talked a little bit about it when you talked about Phillip Rivers, and I think the problem that the NFL is having is when these teams are drafting these quarterbacks, they are inserting them in the starting lineups way, way too fast. I mean, Love, Rodgers. You look at how Green Bay has developed from Favre to Rodgers to Love. Look how that's worked out for them. If you look at teams that have done it in that sort of way, I mean, it's just proven that it just seems that it works better if they have a year or maybe even 2 years of where, I mean, you look at Montana, Steve Young, you look at some of these quarterback places where they get to sit for a while, Yeah, they get some playing time here and there, but they're not just thrown into the fire.
They're
Now,
not handed the keys to the city. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
The best quarterbacks, when they've developed, they've been grafted into situations where those teams weren't desperate for them to play right away.
Yeah, I mean, you get drafted as a Brown quarterback, you're screwed. I mean, you get drafted from the Browns and you're the quarterback, you're screwed. I mean, you're screwed. I mean, you almost have to be like the Mannings and go, look, you draft me, I'm not signing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even care if you're the 7th round, the 5th round, the 6th round. I mean, you almost got to just like say, screw it. But I mean, I think they did finally wisen up to play Sanders. But I mean, I don't know. The quarterback situation in so many teams is so. And then you look at Washington, you got a great quarterback in Daniels, and my gosh, you can't stay on the field.
That's because you can't play that way. It's the longevity in the NFL for running quarterback who
it's
takes a lot of
bad.
hits is bad. He has to be able to scramble and get away from the hits. And instead, it's like, hey, let's do some design runs for this guy. Okay. There's no evidence that's proved that the longevity of quarterbacks has gotten better throughout the years. I mean, Randall Cunningham, who is the ultimate weapon, what happened to him? He took a bunch of beatings, and then he became a pocket passer because he couldn't move. RG3. Let's just go down the list. You can every single one. Lamar looks like crap right now because he's so banged up. Okay, I mean,
you look at
this is what it is.
You look at Mizzou and in the college ranks, and you look at both their quarterback. You get him healthy, and then he comes back, and then you run the same play with him. I'm like, they ran the same exact play that he got hurt with when he came back. Like the same fake, same everything. I'm like, maybe they were trying to get him out, so they had to play Zolish. I'm like, I don't know. You get these running quarterbacks, I get it, but I mean, there's only a couple special ones. I mean, Vic, he was one that, I mean,
he took a lot of hits too, though.
And it did eventually. I mean, I don't know, man. The quarterback situation in the NFL, though, it's just crazy that you look around at some of these franchises that just.
Well, you've seen, we talked about it before. You talk about someone like Sam Darnold, who developed by going through certain situations in several different teams and becoming a better quarterback, not in the place he was originally drafted before he, when he got to, I know was he at the Jets, he was at Carolina, was at some other place, then got to Minnesota and got an opportunity when somebody got hurt. And then that's when he kind of developed, and Geno Smith, after years of developing, became a better quarterback. And Mac Jones, when out in San Francisco after a couple of years of being in New England, there's very few of these quarterbacks that have gotten that right away and been good.
In San Francisco this year that subbed in for Purdy.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones. And then who was the one that got hurt in Indy?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. The both of those guys are two guys.
They keeping up with the Jones.
Yeah, I mean, two guys that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But then you can insert someone like Mahomes that just was lightning in a bottle from the start. I mean,
but he sat for a little bit. He didn't start right away.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year. Yeah.
So,
learned behind Alex Smith. Number one overall pick.
Yep.
That's right. Don't forget, Utah, pride of the Utes. You.
I don't know, man. Maybe somebody ought to just call Johnny Manziel and give him a run at it.
I wonder if Eli Manning and Peyton Manning could play right now. I think Eli could.
I bet Eli could.
Peyton can't turn his neck.
Who would be the next quarterback that could come back? Would it be Breeze, maybe?
No.
Would it be Brady?
Brady could, because he's going to be a bionic human being before it's all said and done.
Isn't he technically an owner now? He's not allowed to come back and play. He would have to sell his ownership.
To sell his ownership parts, like
in the Raiders,
Michael Jordan did. Yep, that's what you have to do. Guys, I think this is going to wrap it up. You guys are yawning too much.
I haven't yawned
You're
in a while.
so full of it. It's not even funny.
like
you don't even realize you have. Yeah, in a
3
while.
minutes? What are you talking about? It's been a long time.
Whatever.
I'm watching the Blues dominate up 1-0. They got 9 minutes left. The other team's going to tie it up.
It's not.
Give it time. The other team hasn't gone 6-on-5 yet.
Yeah, it'll be tied up, and then they'll take the lead, and I'll waste the next 9, 10, 25 minutes of my life.
There you go. Something to look forward to. Well, guys, probably won't see you guys on the show next week because it'll be Christmas Eve. And we might think of trying to do something maybe before New Year's Eve. Might have a little earlier show so we can, get together so we don't have all that time off, but we'll see. But we will not be having
a holiday show. We should do, yeah.
But we're not doing it next week.
Oh, no,
Scott. I'm thinking no. Definitely taking next week off from the coach's box. So we will see you all again after Christmas. So everybody, please have a happy and safe and Merry Christmas. And from all the guys here at the coach's box, we will see you all afterwards. So enjoy the time with the family.
And perfect timing. Dylan just pulled in. So
there you go.
Yep. Good luck in Raleigh, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. We will see you all later. Good night and God bless. This episode of the Coach's Box Call It Like We See It podcast is brought to you by Off the Rails Media. Life's more fun when you're off the rails.